Hello everyone, I gotta say, one of the things I give the boys props for is the incredible world building established throughout the entire series. Say what you want about the direction of the show, but you have to give it some credit. The lore of this universe is incredibly interesting. One of the most fleshed out elements of this lore, in particular, is Vought and their multimedia dominance of the world. They reach into various aspects of life, including film, TV, music, and consumer products. Through the fantastic Vought International YouTube channel, the marketing team behind the show gives us a glimpse into just how dystopian Vought's control over the media really is. So in this video, let's explore the world of Vought products and the media to see what the people of this world have to consume on a daily basis. Now, in the world of the boys, once someone becomes a hero, it's safe to say that they're considered a brand rather than a person, an apparatus that's used to market and promote various corporations and their products. Most of the time, they are a vehicle for a propaganda machine. Seemingly, if you're a hero in this world, you don't have much of a choice on whether or not you want to promote anything. If you are a hero with any kind of popularity, you will be utilized in ads whether you like it or not. To start, let's dive into the strange world of Vought Entertainment, and what better way to explore it than Vought Plus, a streaming service owned by Vought that airs content from Vought Studios and other Vought-owned media like VNN, their news station, Vought Soul, an MTV-like service that plays content from urban culture and diverse voices, Vought Classic, which plays content from their deceased heroes, Vought Entertainment Television, a network with all their gossip, pop culture, and fashion programming, VSPN, their ESPN of this world, playing hero-based sporting events, and VTV, a service for the female demographic with films and TV. Vought Plus also gives access to their library of Vought Studio films.
Vought Plus continues to add subscribers at a rate that has outpaced analysts' predictions.
Vought Plus is actually a very successful service, considering that they control so much of the American media market share. It was inevitable that their services would dominate. But let's ignore that for a second. What exactly do these services have to offer? Vought Studio films are definitely the biggest form of content the service offers. Here you can gain access to Vaught's endless supply of TV shows and films covering the biggest, most obscure heroes in this world. There's Pocket Romance, a romance movie from the hero Termite. The hero Blue Hawk has his own reality TV series called Red, White, and Blue Justice. This series explores the hero's daily heroics and his fight against urban crime in the city, likely in mostly black neighborhoods.
Which is exactly the kind of unapologetic, quality American programming that this newscaster is anxious to see.
With only 3 contestants left, who will join the 7? Will it be Supersonic?
American Hero is another reality TV series. This one is in the style of Big Brother. In this show, we follow a group of heroes and their daily lives as they compete to become a member of the 7. We cannot forget about Red Thunder, a typical vintage war movie following the hero Soldier Boy. From what I can gather, the film is about Soldier Boy going on a mission to Afghanistan to stop the Russians from doing something, I guess. Y2 Coast, a movie about Lamplighter. Terminal Beauty, a pop claw movie featuring Billy Zane. And Translucent, Invisible Force 2, which is likely a stereotypical action film directed by Seth Rogen. Of course, in universe, the thing most people likely consume is the 7-based media. In The Boys, there are 2 7-based movies that are the most advertised.
A story about a hero
I'm not giving up on you, but you can't give up on yourself.
and the boy he taught to run.
There was Training A-Train, a biographical film exploring A-Train's rise into becoming a hero. Will Ferrell plays A-Train's optimistic coach who is trying to get him out of the ghetto. Obviously, this movie is very inaccurate to A-Train's actual history and only serves to push stereotypes about the type of youth A-Train had. Training A-Train was very well done in terms of emulating that 90s to early 2000s style, especially when it comes to how characters speak and even the music choice. Seemingly in this world, Heroes within the Seven have a massive say over what kind of content is produced, especially with this scene where A-Train pitches A-Train Back to Africa, which was actually produced.
Is that a video game about the slave trade?
The Deep Not Without My Dolphin is a romance movie about the Deep trying to find love as he's entangled within the Church of the Collective. However, it does not take long for it to become pretty nonsensical.
Why would the Space Force need my bone marrow?
Do you know what else is nonsensical? The fact that 80% of viewers are still not subscribed. So please, if you're new here and enjoy the content, do consider subscribing if you find this video enjoyable. Thanks. Now, there are a series of other Seven-based media, and it seems like these 7 movies are actually part of some kind of cinematic universe of films. There are 19 phases of Vought movies, which include The Tech Knight, Super School, Firecracker, Lord Soldier, and Homelander: Justice Served. Based on the slate of movies, it seems like there is a very small number of films that are actually produced based on the 7. There seems to be 3 Deep movies, 2 Homelander movies, 2 Tech Knight movies, and 2 Firecracker films, and all these films come out relatively close to each other. The Deep seems to have the most popular content as he's had 4 different projects within a short time span. Now all these films usually culminate into one ultimate team-up movie. An example is Dawn of the Seven, which in this universe is basically the Avengers. Not too much is known about this film in-universe, but there are many elements we can piece together. First of all, the original story was scrapped after Stormfront's true identity was revealed. The original production was massively reshot, and there was a question on if the movie would ever actually release. There was some kind of fan campaign called Release the Bork Cut, which allowed the film to actually receive a theatrical release. Seemingly through the reshoots, Stormfront was made to be the central antagonist, a character who seemingly was Homelander's lover until her true nature was exposed, leading to the entire 7 having to team up against her, which would imply that Stormfront is so strong that not even Homelander can beat her on his own. Other major plot elements of Dawn of the Seven include A-Train quitting the team altogether. There are other elements we know about Dawn of the Seven within the lore. 1. Hans Zimmer is the composer of the film. 2. Queen Maeve's sexuality was written into the plot at the last minute. 3. There's some kind of plot element about getting a flash drive into Vought Tower and hacking into the DHS mainframe. We do actually have an idea on how this film ended. There's a scene in The Boys Season 3 where we see the story being pitched.
See Homelander flying towards Martinez's Miami mansion, and Martinez makes a run for it. Homelander laser blasts out the tires. Boom! You're under arrest. Slaps the handcuffs on Martinez. We should work together more often. Holy shit.
I'm not entirely sure on how this plotline connects to the wider story. We're not done exploring the world of Vought Entertainment, as we have not truly explored Vought's control over the narrative and public opinion. This control so far is primarily achieved through Vought's own services like VNN 7 on 7, which is clearly modeled after Fox News. VNN is run by Cameron Coleman, who based on various videos is a Vought mega fan who has a deep love of the heroes of this world.
Wow. Now, how amazing is Homelander? Unbelievable. I mean, he's honest, he's humble, he's smart. He's such a great role model.
However, it is because of this obsession that he defends any and every decision the heroes make. I mean, what did you expect when the news station is owned by the corporation? What I love about VNN on an analytical level is how they really reveal the deeper lore of the boys. For example, in an episode of VNN, it was revealed that Blindspot went missing. If you remember, Blindspot is the hero that Homelander turned deaf. So either the hero was killed or Vought did everything in their power to completely erase his existence. According to a news story, a group of Homelander supporters created a giant human wall near the border of the country in an attempt to prevent the entry of illegal soup terrorists. These fans were outside for so long that they almost died of heat stroke, showing just how fanatical Homelander fans truly are. There was a news story about the illegal experimentation of patients using Compound V. The station reports that sources stated that Vought is appalled by the allegations, which is strange because VNN is owned by Vought. So what sources are reporting that Vought is appalled exactly? Themselves? It is reported that the Sage Grove Center, which conducted the experiments, was transformed into a place called the Global Wellness Center based on earlier ads. The Global Wellness Center is a guidance and therapy organization that helps heroes who feel lost in the world, but also serves as a rehabilitation center for soups who have been struggling with things like alcoholism. The Global Wellness Center is a sponsor of VNN, which again is strange because this would mean that Vought is sponsoring themselves. Voughtify is Vought's primary music service. Honestly, you might be questioning just how good Voughtify hero music really is. It wouldn't be unfair to think that most of them have the quality of Ice JJ Fish Productions, and based on some news reports, it does seem like Voughtify is where a lot of heroes go once they have a failing hero career. However, surprisingly, most of Voughtify's songs are actually quite good. There's of course the music from the hero Soundwave. Their song License to Drive sounds pretty similar to mid-2000s heartthrob music. Based on the song, you can definitely tell that Soundwave does have genuine talent. The same can be said for characters like A-Train with his song Faster, which honestly actually shocked me with how good it is. And I will say that the flow and lyric work on the song is actually very well done, at least a lot better than Drake's new album. It's important to know though that not every hero is cut out to be a singer. Besides Vought's entertainment services, they also sell a variety of products that range from various industries, including the beauty industry, the costume industry, which is actually one of the most successful markets for them, the school supply industry, which has products like the bulletproof backpacks, the gun industry, with the sale of their special limited edition firearms, the fast food industry through their chains like Whataburger, and it seems even the heroes have a role within this industry as well. Vought products date back all the way even to the times of Soulja Boy, evidenced by the presence of Bombsight's ad promoting a weight loss drug. Most Vought products, from what I can tell, are food-based. Some of the most notable are things like A-Train's Turbo Rush, a typical energy drink that was advertised through a corny activist commercial. Turbo Rush in this world could be dangerous to drink, thanks to a social media post indicating that the drink may be toxic. Not every product is created by Vought. There are various unrelated companies that Vought directly collaborates with, especially with products like Liquid Death, which The Deep does several commercials for. By far the most interesting Vought collaboration is the one involving G Fuel. In the lore, Vought was selling Compound V G Fuel. At first, I thought it was just a flavor, but it seems some versions of the drink did grant powers to consumers. This could just be a marketing tactic created by Vought to increase sales. There are a series of other interesting Vought media and products in this world, such as their dedicated social media platform. However, I believe you should take the time to experience these things for yourself. Anyways, do consider subscribing and watching the videos shown here.